All right, now I'm going to show you how to make new equipment. So equipment can be found under, let's close all these. So there's the root folder, and then if you go ahead and go to ARPG, the descriptive objects are found under data here, and they're a subset of items. So we click equipment, and then I've categorized them into accessories, armor, and weapons. So let's just check out one of these. So accessory, if you click on it, let's take a look at what's on there. So it comes with this item ID. This is really for saving purposes here, if you use the saving included in the package. So we'll close that. Rarity determines, well, it's rarity, which determines its loot drop chance. Mesh prefab, this is what spawns as its prefab. Sprite, if you want a 2D visual representation of it. We also have other things like class restriction. So if you want to only regulate certain classes, which slots that it occupies, and then trait tiers. So these are the random traits that get assigned to the item when it drops, a la Diablo style. So you can define one, eye level multi. So how much percentage of the eye level? Eye level stands for item level. So if an item level is level 100, and this is at 1, it's going to get 100% of that item level. You could also then lower it, say you only get like 10% of its eye level to be used for the teardrops. So let's put that back up to 1. Mostly you'll just want that at 1 unless you really want to fine tune things and get deep into the drops. And then possible teardrops. These are the ones with the different traits that can be assigned, the random traits. So like +4 to mana, +9 to health, things like that. Fire damage, resistance. And then we have equipment unique. So this name of it, whether it does damage or armor, uh, based at minimum value. So that's referring back to here, damage or armor. And then its eye level. So how much does this armor increase by eye level? So if I have an item level 100 and my base stat's 1, and if I put this to 1, that means at level 100, my armor is going to be 100 on this as well. If I make this 0.5, that means my armor is only going to increase at half the rate. So at item level 100, the armor will be 50. And then we have native traits. These are traits that will always be on the item. There's no randomness to this. Once they're there, they're there, they're there. It's what helps define the item or the equipment. Wearable, so this only applies if you use the wearable system included in the package. So that's the things that will equip the axes, as you see in the demo. Um, Basically, it just parents it to a transform on the skeleton. And then also then we have our accessory types here. And if we go to the other ones like armor, all same information except equipment unique down here. This has got plate, obviously. These things don't refer to accessories. And then weapons again, all this stuff at the top, same things. And then the unique stuff comes down here. Again, here you got to define weapon types now if you want. If you want to know how to define different weapon types, check the documentation. Basically, you're just adding a new enum value, and then you're able to click down on that. Then the other thing you might want to take a look at is trait drops. So let's click on that. These are just ones that I've included in the package. So here, it's kind of like a loot table if you want to think about it. It's exactly a loot table, except now it's holding traits instead of items. So here we got stat strength 100%. So that means it'll receive 100% of the eye level. So let's take a look at that as an example. So again, these IDs are just used for saving purposes if you use the database system. The name of the trait. Prefixes, so this is when it drops. If you want any prefixes added to the name. And then suffixes. And then my level multi. So what do we multiply it by with the eye level? So if the eye level is 100 and it's receiving 100% of that eye level, then it'll be, it'll use this multi for the next thing. And then weight. So this is the chance that it'll drop in that well, not loot table, but in the trait table there. And then type, right? So this is going to give you 100% of its strength value as the eye level. So that might be a bit too much, right? You might want something like it only receives 30% of strength. But this is all here for your balance concerns, and this is all going to determine based on the context of your game and how you want your loot to function in the game and your equipment and leveling up and all that. But all of that's available here. And all these traits right here, they're just all scriptable objects. You have certain types, uh, element, resist, and attack, and you have the resources and stats, like health, mana, and then any stats that you define. So those ones are already included. If you want to make new ones, new types, check the documentation. But if you just want to make another instance of this, you just duplicate it. And then vitality, but maybe this vitality, you only want it to be 40% because then it's on a different tier list. So let's delete that there. Let's go back up to my trait drops here. And then you see they're just all listed here. The trait table will tell you their percent chance to drop. That means percent chance to be attached to that item. That's based on the weight that we just looked. So this is just an example one that has all 100% values, and then this is one that's not 100%. So they have varying values, so you could take a look at how that works out.